Hello, everyone. I'm Larry DeMarco. I'm the executive manager of the International Council for Men and Boys, and I'm excited to present my organization's new campaign and the presentation that I gave related to this campaign at the Parental Alienation Study Group. Our campaign is We Are the Media Now. We are networking with more than 200 partners to collaborate and coordinate to increase the reach of our collective voice and combat parental alienation, misinformation, among other things. A little bit about me. I'm an attorney. I founded the Law Center YouTube channel and website, which is online resources for self-represented litigants, and also the Family Court Custody Boot Camp. I am also the executive manager of the International Council for Men and Boys. We raise awareness of these 12 areas of male inequality and propose solutions. We write at least a press release each week and send it to lawmakers and the media across the world. One of our most important items of male inequality is false allegations and parental alienation. Statistically, men are more frequently victims of these things. Other items indirectly related to parental alienation and false allegations are item number three, the boy crisis to father absence, parenting. Our solution is equal shared parenting. Item number 8 is partner abuse. Men and women may be equal victims to partner abuse. There are no proportionate resources for men that women have. Number 12, media bias. A true newspaper article in Australia, we have to stop boys from becoming monsters, their true nature. If we don't intercede, all boys will become men and bad. Media bias goes right into the courts, influences judicial decisions, and sets the narrative that all men are abusers, them up for false allegations. We are active with writing press releases, and we had a campaign to fight Reem Al-Salem, the special rapporteur to the UN, to investigate parental alienation, and we fought her misinformation and disinformation to the United Nations, where it did not become any type of resolution. Parental alienation is a critical but misunderstood family court issue. That misinformation shapes court filings, policy debates, and public opinion. The mainstream media doesn't cover these issues, and the silence allows detractors of good parental alienation theory to be denied or distorted, and therefore poison a courtroom when you try to prove your child is being manipulated against you. And our solution is to network and coordinate our own social media amplification. The misinformation problem is also set by the media bias that causes the poor coverage and framing the issue as junk science. Our opposition, the parental alienation, misinformation, and deniers who deny the science theory of parental alienation, are organized and often present a one-sided narrative where the only abuse, denial, or anti-shared parenting voices get amplified. Dr. William Burnett, the founder of the PASG, the Parental Alienation Study Group, cited misinformation sources over 94 from between 1994 and 2022. And you'll see that the most frequent, just looking at this graph, you'll see the most frequent instances of disinformation are 2019 and 2020. Whereas it's a group of organized, collected research authors that are all quoting each other and the false information to make it sound like it's illegitimate, whereas it's truly sound science. One of the biggest culprits is this book, Challenging Misinformation. Our advocates, particularly Bill Burnett and Dr. Jen Harmon, wrote a 90-some page article criticizing the book. It was summarized for me. I turned it into video. And that got, as you can see here, it got 1.8 thousand views. I also took every article written by a parental alienation study group author and turned it into a short video. These are the views that each video that I published received. And that's good, not thrilling, but nice. However, we can do better. We basically organized or at least educated our own followers, but these numbers fall far short of the coverage that a news channel in the evening in prime time or national news would bring. Our friend Father X, a friend of the International Council for Men and Boy, had a campaign idea where we would all our organizations that are partnered in our alliance groups, we organized 200 members to come together, and this is Father X's vision, pre-recorded, that he gave or that he provided me so I can show you.
Good morning to the Parental Alienation Study Group. I am Father X. I'm a dad who went through the family court grind. Although I was the victim of domestic violence, I faced the standard bias against dads and quickly learned family court did not have a process to figure out the actual best interests of our son. But they did have a process to enable default temporary primary custody for the mother without any competent analysis. I quickly recognized these family court process flaws, and over my 3-year trial, I worked tirelessly to prepare my case. I testified on the witness stand for 28 hours to force the judge to understand reality and the actual best interests of our son. I ended up with primary custody of our son. If not for my lucky ability to move mountains, I would be an alienated parent today, without a doubt. Now, I teach other dads how to navigate their family court nightmare. I created 47 educational videos totaling 14 hours of training on YouTube for dads. You can refer dads to my YouTube channel for help. Whether or not they already have a lawyer, they need to learn how to navigate family court from a father's perspective. So, let's talk about we are the media now. With the many areas of family court reform, such as parental alienation, there are hundreds of standalone groups doing their thing. This is the most fragmented movement in the history of movements. One group standing alone can't achieve this. Even several groups working out of sync can't achieve this. We all want mostly the same things. So, we have to join forces. And this is how We Are the Media Now came to be. We know that the mainstream media will never promote our issues to mainstream society and to legislators. Therefore, we need to unify and amplify our own voices. We need to create and amplify our own media. To that end, we already have a collaboration of about 200 organizations with a combined 4 million followers and subscribers on social media. Imagine you're trying to pass a law related to parental alienation. Or maybe you're trying to block a bad law from being passed. The legislator tells you that other people disagree with you. Why would they take your side? They ask, you and what army of people want to pass or block this parental alienation law? If it's you and your 3 best friends, then you just lost. But imagine if you can say, me and this army, and you tap into our network of 4 million followers and subscribers. You can build an email campaign directly to policymakers to show support from thousands of like-minded people. This is how we leverage each other's social media reach. So join us. We are the media now.
How does misinformation play out in policy? Policymakers often start with no awareness of parental alienation, but the first impressions had already been shaped by hostile or these misleading narratives. Attempts to correct the record are blocked or weakened before any type of fair consideration. The consequences of the misinformation is that it harms children and it results in a prolonged separation from the child and parent. It harms the parents. It causes reputational damage and legal disadvantage. It harms justice. Courts operate without scientific clarity, and it creates public confusion where citizens and judges are unaware of this issue's scope. Why does public perception matter? An informed public has the positive result of supportive legislators and better laws. A confused or misled public leads to resistant legislators and harmful policies, and the media narratives set the stage before advocates even begin talking. Big problem, the mainstream media won't carry our message. We're without a coordinated media presence because we're fractured. Therefore, parental alienation remains marginalized by misinformation, where our opponents, with their false information, control the narrative. And the solution, we become our own media. We Are the Media is a coordinated strategy where 200 plus organizations, and hopefully you will join. We amplify each other's content instead of working in isolation. Each member keeps its own mission and operates independently, but taps into a shared broadcast system with other like-minded groups. So the goal is to multiply our reach by 1,000 by boosting each other's campaigns, events, and news. We are replacing isolated voices with a unified, visible movement. And please understand that the goal isn't just adding up followers to get to a larger number. If we have 10 people of 100, we're not trying to get to 1,000. That's not what this is about. With social media algorithms, when you show content that's being consumed by 100 loyal followers, it creates an exponential multiplier leading to millions of followers, subscribers, and readers. The simultaneous engagement tells social platforms this content matters and then creates that mutual benefit of helping others increase the odds that the social media platform will promote your next campaign. This is about a cultural shift. Move from my cause only to our cause or our causes collectively. Share content, even if it's not your exact focus. Respond quickly to broadcast requests from other members and understand that helping others today means stronger alliances for you tomorrow. Why now? The mainstream media coverage is shrinking for these nuanced, intricate parental alienation discussions. Opponents are already using their own coordinated networks of media and social media. They have better funding and they are passing laws. Here's an example of the domestic violence lobbying power. A law school, supposedly beyond the reach of misinformation, quotes false information spread by the Anti-Domestic Violence Coordinated Campaign, causing this journal to publish content obviously false. Here's another example of the result of coordinated campaign on behalf of the domestic violence lobby. When a father's rights activist or someone empathetic to men and boys issues post a truthful fact against these coordinated activists, they complain as a group that the content is misogynistic or harassment, and they try to strike it as offensive when it's promoting facts, research, and statistics. This happened to We Are the Media Now influencer when the false narrative of parental alienation of a parental alienation denier or other issues related to domestic violence versus false allegations. Here are our partners group of the Domestic Abuse Violence International Alliance, many of whom have participated in the campaign. And here's a memorandum that we drafted, and you can get a private copy of this if you join our campaign. Now, here is a breakdown of this memo. The next few slides will scroll down to discuss what our campaign is about. If you choose to opt in, and we invite you to join, we ask you for the following information to participate: your name, country, focus area, and website. And then, of course, your social media channels and sizes, so we know the degree of influence that you carry and the size of your reach. After you submit that to our organization, we put all this data into a shared Google Sheet so you can become a campaign participant, but it's not publicly available. So the concept is to create something decentralized that operates in and of itself and does not need an independent employee to operate it. We want it self-sufficient and self-executing, where you can find the information that you need yourself on that shared Google Drive so you can reach out and communicate with like-minded allies. We also provide a link to a Google Drive where if you fill this out and all the items that are requested, it will get distributed to people in the campaign who have already opted in. And it's a way for you to reach everyone at once so that if you are a campaign member, so this automatically goes to a Google Sheet where people can find the information that they want after so many days or so many requests. Here is the details for submitting a campaign request. The intake form includes what the campaign is, why it matters. You must include any pre-made posts, graphics, or hashtags to make it easier for the campaign members to cut and paste and spread the information you want spread to their social media campaigns. And also include a call to action. What do you want the person to do? Share, register, donate, contact lawmakers, or participate in a campaign. It prevents the back and forth delays or the need to have an independent meeting to discuss what you want to do. You are already putting that information into the Google form, and it saves time for busy professionals who don't otherwise have the time to engage, but they do have the time to quickly glance at a spreadsheet, cut and paste the campaigns that they want to participate in. Moving down on the form, each slide is moving further down our memorandum, which we will share with you, but you'll enter a topic so that we know what topic of advocacy your campaign relates to, because we have more issues than just parental alienation. Also, the type of action. Here is a brief covering of each legislation, events, or a item of media, whether it's a video, a blog, an article, a podcast, where you are next, the jurisdiction and reach, and of course include the details, summary of the law, campaign, video, article, or event, any key themes or objectives, and what kind of support you're requesting. Let's take legislation in detail, an extremely important item for advocacy. The goal is to use our network to get good legislation passed and to block bad legislation. The steps: identify pending legislation and your position, whether it's supporting or opposing. Supporting a good bill, opposing a bad bill. 2, provide all the details so no one who sees your request has to do any independent work. Include the state or country of the legislation, the bill number, and identifying information, including a link to the actual text. Give dates for hearings and votes, the legislative status, and the next steps that are coming in the legislation history. The legislator contact list or links where we can find more information about the lawmaker, and then include a proposed message with the exact reasons that you support or oppose. We encourage you to rewrite it in your own words, and artificial intelligence can help you with that so you can do it in a blink of an eye rather than having to take all the time to rewrite it. Give some sample text so we know what to say to our own lawmakers or the targeted lawmaker. The general idea: make it easy for other people to send messages. Do as much of the work as you can, and you'll get much more cooperation. And share the email to our partner organizations: the Domestic Abuse Violence International Alliance for false allegations and partner abuse, the International Council for Men and Boys for the 12 areas of male inequality, National Parents Organization, and the International Council for Shared Parenting for shared parenting issues, for the Parental Alienation Study Group for parental alienation, and any other allied organization. Don't forget to ask, not just to act, but to forward the information that you're providing to members of their own email lists and networks. Events are somewhat self-explanatory. We already covered legislatures or legislation. The third one is an item like a video, a podcast, an article, or book, an item of media or message. The goal is to share messages, keep our campaign members informed, and push our collective narrative into the mainstream. So what this entails is organizing and connecting with network podcasters for interviews, where podcasters will offer you to be a guest on their program. All you have to do is reach out and identify yourself as a member of We Are the Media Now. Give an indication of what you do and request collaboration. The podcasters will say yes, and we encourage all of you to say yes for opportunities for spreading your message. Use these shows, the podcast events, to showcase your mission and to cross promote. Here are some podcasters in our network. Feel free to hit pause to look at some of those, but we are growing by leaps and bounds. We're using social media to be our media, and we want to grow and support our collective social media presence. So once you see everyone who's on the list, subscribe to the other members' accounts on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and whatever group, Rumble, or others. When you see something come across your feed, a campaign member, watch and share. And please don't just click like, but in the morning or in the evening, whenever you're doing this, if you're watching another TV program or sitting on your porch and you don't want to watch, hit play, mute your tablet, and let it run so the viewer gets credit. You don't want to just watch all someone's videos and just click liking, because you're destroying their engagement algorithm by swiping frequently, because the amount of time that you are engaging with the video matters more than whether you are clicking like. Also, leave a comment. Don't just click like, but go in and put thumbs up or give some type of comment, because comments count as engagement more than that like. Here are some examples of how powerful podcasters can get. Joe Rogan got some media coverage because he interviewed Donald Trump, and he was dismissed by Kamala Harris, which showed up in the election results. And his income suggests that he is proportionately more powerful than even a national televised audience in the evening in prime time on Fox or CNN. Likewise, Alex Cooper, Call Her Daddy, is another top podcaster who is a multi-million-dollar influencer, as powerful as Rogan and more powerful than the mainstream media. This is just a quick statistic. You can pause this to get the details, but what I'm demonstrating here is that even a smaller podcaster or influencer with just 100,000, 80,000 subscribers, many of whom are in our network, get the same viewership as a major city evening news network, channel ABC, NBC, or CBS in a major city like Philadelphia. This is Philadelphia, which would include the numbers of New York, Chicago, LA, but podcasters are now as influential on their YouTube channels and podcasts as an evening news on a major TV market. Use hashtags, not just so it can get found, but so we can track your participation as campaign members. We want to know who is active in spreading each other's members, so be heard or be seen by hashtagging the organization that you're supporting, the issue that you're supporting, so that when you ask, hey, I would like everyone to spread, please note my reciprocity and how I support other members, that you can be found when we verify your participation by clicking the hashtag that's being used. Leave supportive comments such as, "This message needs to be heard. I will be sharing it. Hashtag ICMB." Or, "Real important insight. I appreciate you speaking up with this video. Hashtag Davia." Or, "Watched, liked, and I'm sharing this now. Let's all keep forwarding and pushing this." Hashtag ICMB. And put at the creator's handle so that they know you are tagging them and that you are supporting their content. It notifies them directly and boosts that author or influencer's visibility. And then we recommend that you go into the We Are the Media Now Facebook group. Here is the link on the screen. WATMN is the name of the group. Go in there and then leave comments thanking members who support your campaign. Thanks to @John Smith and @Lisa Taylor for promoting my recent video. I appreciate the solidarity. And then when you are giving a shout out, put hashtag ICMB support. So when we all put hashtag ICMB report as a search in the Facebook group, we see everyone who's been thanked and everyone who has been supporting all the different campaigns. Leaving such a tag and hashtag creates a searchable record of mutual support, so we all know who is actively participating, and they will get first choice in when we need or when you ask for your content to be shared. Measurement matters. We want to use platform analytics to track the progress and measure the success of our campaign. We want to see subscribers increase, views, engagement, and followers, because this will build credibility with policymakers, journals, and potential allies, because we can quote our success. We can show how many views we have, what type of following we have, and they'll see that in terms of votes. Also, if the numbers don't grow, we'll see what's not working and be able to refine this can demonstrate momentum or the lack of, and we can show our success to hesitant partners. And this encourages members to keep participating when they see the success. Remember, people want to be part of a winning, visible, growing movement. Every time we post together, then we will potentially reach millions. If you're standalone, without this type of support, you get views in the single digits or 20s, 30s. But when you're boosted by a network, it changes the algorithm of your channel when people are agreeing to support you and watch from beginning to end, and it will lead to thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. The larger reach, the more pressure on policymakers, and the greater public awareness. The success indicators will be growth in followers, increased shares, likes, comments on campaign accounts, more interviews to even the mainstream media and major podcasts, and it will result in bad bills being blocked, good bills being advanced, and the public narrative shifting in our favor. We want you to join. Email our colleague Henry Herrera of ICMB at doassistme.com and provide your contact information. Give us then, after that, you're going to give all the followers, email list numbers, and data supporting give us the numbers of your channel, follow the campaign's Google form and spreadsheet to see when people, this is step 3, to see when people are asking for you to share their campaign, and then respond quickly to relevant requests that are related to your area of advocacy. Why now? Because our opponents are doing this. They're pushing their message daily. The mainstream media is not helping, so we have to do this ourselves. The more we wait and don't act, the more misinformation, and disinformation gets cemented into public opinion. Your expertise plus our network will lead to powerful change. Join, and then you can immediately follow and subscribe fellow members on all major platforms. Engage daily, like, comment, and share network content within your area of advocacy. When you do that, when you leave a comment, tag the producer, the creator, and it helps things trend and get more views. Submit your campaign to the Google form so that you can get the assistance of our network and offer your expertise for interviews, articles, and podcasts with the group. You can also contribute your time, skills, connections, and resources. And another way to grow later is this: you can hit stop, but these are Facebook groups related to our area of advocacy. And this is an example of how fractured the movement is. When someone wants to advocate for something, they don't just join a pre-existing established group, they start their own, so that there are dozens and dozens of groups within the same area of advocacy that your group has, because everyone did their own thing, which is how desperately we all need to be united in our social media posting, our video, our article, and any type of message that we are putting out into the big internet void. We want to create a global coalition that can't be ignored, a credible, data-driven counterforce to the misinformation and disinformation by our opponents. We want to create a cultural shift toward truth in family court discussions. When we act together, we pre-sell the truth to policymakers and lawmakers and the public before we walk into the lawmaker's room. Alone, we are voices in the wind. Together, we are the media now, and we will be heard. Feel free to shoot me an email to indicate your willingness to participate, and I will forward you to Henry Herrera. I am Larry DeMarco, the Executive Manager of the International Council for Men and Boys, and I look forward to working with you and increasing the volume and reach of our collective voice. Thanks for watching. There's other great resources on my YouTube channel for self-represented litigants, and you are welcome to go to Men. We invite you. Please go to menandboys.net, give us your email and country, and join the wave of our advocacy to fight the 12 areas of male disadvantage and raise awareness and promote issues to solve those areas of male disadvantage. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.